Ooh la la. Boys, you know you hear me? Loud and clear.
Hello.
Uti.
You get me?
Welcome to Voices Online TV, your trusted source for the latest news and developments in Sierra Leone. Today, we embark on a groundbreaking journey into the arts of our nation's digital evolution. In a world where information flows seamlessly through screens and keyboards, new media has become a powerful force shaping our society and driving progress. From the energetic bloggers who bring fresh perspective to social media, influencers who amplify voices and stories, Sierra Leone's digital landscape is alive with innovation and engagement. In our new program, New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, we explore how these digital pioneers are transforming our nation. Join us as we dive into the world of online content creators and media innovators, discovering how their efforts are fostering growth, education, and empowerment across Sierra Leone. Tune in as we spotlight the voices behind the screens, unveil the impact of new media on our development journey. This is New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, only on Voices Online TV. Voices,
Your trusted information hub.
welcome to Voices Online TV, your trusted source for the latest news and developments in Sierra Leone. Today, we embark on a groundbreaking journey into the arts of our nation's digital evolution. In a world where information flows seamlessly through screens and keyboards, new media has become a powerful force shaping our society and driving progress. From the energetic bloggers who bring fresh perspective to social media, influencers who amplify voices and stories, Sierra Leone's digital landscape is alive with innovation and engagement. In our new program, New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, we explore how these digital pioneers are transforming our nation. Join us as we dive into the world of online content creators and media innovators, discovering how their efforts are fostering growth, education, and empowerment across Sierra Leone. Tune in as we spotlight the voices behind the screens, unveil the impact of new media on our development journey. This is New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, only on Voices Online TV. Voices,
Your trusted information hub.
welcome to Voices Online TV, your trusted source for the latest news and developments in Sierra Leone. Today, we embark on a groundbreaking journey into the arts of our nation's digital evolution. In a world where information flows seamlessly through screens and keyboards, new media has become a powerful force shaping our society and driving progress. From the energetic bloggers who bring fresh perspective to social media, influencers who amplify voices and stories, Sierra Leone's digital landscape is alive with innovation and engagement. In our new program, New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, we explore how these digital pioneers are transforming our nation. Join us as we dive into the world of online content creators and media innovators, discovering how their efforts are fostering growth, education, and empowerment across Sierra Leone. Tune in as we spotlight the voices behind the screens, unveil the impact of new media on our development journey. This is New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, only on Voices Online TV. Voices,
Your trusted information hub.
welcome to Voices Online TV, your trusted source for the latest news and developments in Sierra Leone. Today, we embark on a groundbreaking journey into the hearts of our nation's digital evolution. In a world where information flows seamlessly through screens and keyboards, new media has become a powerful force shaping our society and driving progress. From the energetic bloggers who bring fresh perspective to social media, influencers who amplify voices and stories, Sierra Leone's digital landscape is alive with innovation and engagement. In our new program, New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, we explore how these digital pioneers are transforming our nation. Join us as we dive into the world of online content creators and media innovators, discovering how their efforts are fostering growth, education, and empowerment across Sierra Leone. Tune in as we spotlight the voices behind the screens, unveil the impact of new media on our development journey. This is New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, only on Voices Online TV. Voices,
Your trusted information hub.
Good morning and welcome to this edition of Voices at 7, where they come to you live from Voices Online TV in our Facebook and we YouTube channel. The 1 hour 30 minutes program, they look at issue them, where get for do with development na saloon. You where they watch week and take part in the program by way how you go send message now we Facebook page or we YouTube channel then comment section. Or you can as well go now with text or WhatsApp line where na +232 034 225 373 +232 34 225 373. Not forget for like and share the page as we get very important topic for Canton Board. Me na Fatima Sise, one pie presenter then for today's edition of Voices at 7.
Me na Arnold Felix Elba. Good morning to we viewers them na Facebook and YouTube. Inside the program this morning, President Biodo accept recommendation them na the tribunal report and don't ask for start the process for pull the first time Auditor General and Deputy Commot na office. And the Institute of Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, they call on President Bureau not for sign yet the Criminal Procedure Act, where they pull the jury trial Commot na salon and ask the president for send them back na parliament. Plus, you will hear from the two main political parties, them SLPP and APC na parliament, on the removal of the jury trial na the salon law. And self other interesting interview reports line up for you na the program this morning. So continue for day with me for the next 1 hour 30 minutes. Now the studio, we expect somebody from the Institute of Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice.
All right, as we wait for we guest, make we go now and take we first issue. Friday, 5 July 2024, Parliament be passed to law the Criminal Procedure Act 2024, wey don pull the jury trial comot na salon law book. From Friday to now, some people and organizations don dey raise concern about this removal. But wetin the two main political parties dem think about this? The All People's Congress wey not vote for this act, they beg President Bio not for sign the Criminal Procedure Act 2024. Honorable Abdul Kamara, na APC MP from Cambia District, he talk inside this interview with Arnold Felix Elba, who said he begin for talk about the reason them why the president not for sign this act.
One of the best laws we will ever get us alone. It's not a law where they address issues in the judicial system, the Criminal Procedure Act, we don't occur for over 50, 60 years. This is not a law where they address the issue of preliminary investigations, where they make some man by say commit crime, like murder, and say, now you do or not, you do, and within a jail. By the PI no more alone with the preliminary investigation, they start at the magistrate court. It don't take 2-3 years in a prison. So man, they die in a prison because at the magistrate court level, they get bail until the case in the high court. Now they don't go know whether now the magistrate court they go know whether you get case or not get case. If you get case, then push and go to high court. Now we get high court now go get bail. Imagine sometimes for crime we commit over just take you 1 year or 2 years imprisonment. You don't spend 3 years just at the for the PI. When the preliminary investigation at the magistrate court. They also address the issue of custodian sentences. You get some crime that people they commit, just like overseas, where they see commit a crime, that crime that you commit, the next any prison, they will say, it's okay, we'll go clean Bombay market for we.
Yeah, community
service. You know, they also, this bill also address some of them things and they also address other sensitive issues. And that is where we believe, say, this law for them be one of the most progressive law we don't make. And if it don't be one of the laws we people don't commend we for as members of parliament. Interestingly, this law not to then law the way they did draft from a ministry kind of directly to parliament. It was followed for almost 15 to 20 years. Bar association after bar association had their input in this. Lawyers, senior and junior lawyers have their input in this. You get Boku workshop they will attend for this law. And the last 5 years, what done in a parliament to this one, current one, we don't get no time in the law books where we don't talk say in this draft we've pulled the juror system. So for we it came as a surprise, and for we it was not part of the things so we think about. I mean, if you listen, all the landed lawyers we don't present issues on this and say it was not part of the discourse.
Most of them describe this as a flawed law.
Well, it's not just a flawed. First of all, there is inconsistency. Because when it come on at the office of the Attorney General, we can't win a parliament. Now reduction of the juries. Where you say, okay, instead of we get 12, because man in the cake, so man not they pay attention to the proceedings anymore, law reduce them to 10. So we are comfortable with reducing it to 10. And in fact, as members of parliament, which I would say we all almost agree on, I've also give them a quorum. Say, okay, because now 10, you know, we will get all man for come on time, we will give them a quorum. Say a quorum of like 5 plus 1, where it means say 6 people in present, they can go ahead and do the work of a juror. It means they forgive them a record and system that even we're not present, we will listen to the recording. Because again, we also imagine forget a situation where they say if there is a juror, the judiciary will come out clearly on how many days or how many months the trial will take place. So we look at everything. But interestingly, all the argument that they put forward for removing the juror are things we can address as a nation. Oh, government not get money. Justice is not anything cheap because you get to deal with the lives of people. Imagine now you talk about treason trials. You talk about trials for murder cases. You understand? And so on. These are issues where they cost somebody in life. So handing it over to an individual, you understand, is also
Shows implication this gets.
okay. It gets implication.
So only one person determine person if it.
Okay, one of the arguments we then put forward before we was, oh, if you get a juror, the possibility for letting compromise a juror is easy. Okay, let's agree as a leader and say we all get integrity problems. We are all not sincere, but it is difficult to convince one person as to convince 13 people. You understand? So it's that argument again not tenable. You understand? We don't see cases where, you know, when they constitute a juror, again, I don't know why people don't get confidence in the juror, because it is the president that appoints the CJ. It is the CJ that appoints the juror. So what is the problem? What can't you do with the juror that you think you are comfortable doing with the judge? Again, the confidence problem we get in the juror system is you appoint the juror for one case only. That was, they seek promotion from the judiciary, they seek increment of salary from the judiciary. Therefore, it get a tendency for do waiting right, as opposed to the judge, where maybe they wait for increment in salary, they wait for get new motorcar from government, they wait for get new condition of service, they wish for come out from as a judge for can be an appeal court judge. They look for promotion basically. So it can be easily compromised if the word compromise is the only reason why you think so we forget the judicial system removed.
So when a party, the APC, we vote in favor of this law?
No, we cannot. We cannot vote against short law. We cannot vote for it. In fact, the voting was done publicly. All members of parliament stand. And out of the 39 members of parliament who be in at the well from the APC, like I say this morning in one of the interviews, this is not the period where MPs that they go on oversight. This is not the period where MPs that they go on the normal parliamentary activities we for do it oversight. As at that time, I had almost up to 14 MPs on my side in the APC who are on oversight. And because the issue not come as a contentious issue from the bill, there was no reason to recall them.
So now not even aware say they don't pull this part.
No, they're not. There was nothing like. Let me say, if you go back to the bill, and this is where people need to understand that if you go back to the bill, you get a situation where in UCC the number was just to be removed from 12 to 10. There was nothing in the bill that talks about removal of the juror system. So for we, if we are going to remove from 12 to 10, as long as juror system remains, it was comfortable for us.
So this come as a surprise too now?
No, it was not just a surprise, but a complete deception.
Okay.
Whosoever do them, it deceived the nation, because Fisher be taken to the Supreme Court for interpretation. The court was the Supreme Court stood by the juror. All members, the legal council, every other institution will ever do it. This bill recommend for get the juror system. Only for reach the parliament. And painfully and most deceiving thing is members of parliament, even from the SLPP side, vote for the removal, but in their minds, and when we were in the plain committee room one, they presented the position against it.
Okay.
So it's deceitful.
So from this, within as opposition member of parliament want, like, because now this then are the answer of the president.
Okay. I think for me it's an opportunity. Let me look at President Koroma as a goalkeeper. We be men President Bio, sorry, as a goalkeeper we men Leon Star against Nigeria match. We will end up with 3-3, where the game end up with draw. If you look at the Kenya scenario of recent, will lead to the destruction of lives and properties in Kenya. It was only the president who was able to remedy that situation. I remember in the days of President Koroma, there was this abortion bill where Parliament passed, but because it get public feedback will be negative, President Koroma be sent them back to Parliament, say, I know they sign this kind of bill. For me, it's an appeal to the president that if we be that goalkeeper, we go save this nation. It will be that goalkeeper who will redeem the image of Parliament. Because as we stand so now, we did not vote for it. But the truth of the news and the truth of the matter is the Parliament don't pass it. And whether you are against it or you are for it, as long as Parliament pass a law, it's all members of Parliament who have passed that law. We stand against it. We stood against it. You bring it tomorrow, we'll vote against it. But as it is now, it has been passed through Parliament. We call on President Bio at this time for calm, for remedy the bad image of Parliament in the eyes of the people when it comes to this law. We call on President Bio for come back and see the reason and listen to landed scholars and say removing this no will bring any addition to the judicial system. And what's up? I am sure if President Bio follow the debate and we look at the goodies where they in the act, he has so much to bluff with in this act. If at all the judicial system will remain as it is. One, now being a chairman of Human Rights Committee in Parliament, if you go to prisons, it means somebody commit crime, it's phone at 2,000 new loans. Okay. Then it then a prison for 4 years. What in government they spend on them is more than the money where it thief. So man at 500,000. So introducing a new non-custodian sentence here is also a good thing where President Bio need for celebrate. Is he going to throw away the baby and the bathwater? All the good things within the bill. Are we going to lose that? Are we going to lose focus on that just because of a judicial system? And interestingly, in the new act, the judicial system is not a standalone law. It talks about us having a judicial system. It talks about, or you can get a trial by judge alone, or you can get a trial by assessors. So it means there are 3 options. And all of that option is determined by the judiciary. So people go ask the question, why is the fear? What is government hiding? Is it a politically motivated matter? I know the president is above that. So me this call on and this time around, for so Mr. President, please don't sign this one. For the sake of our democracy, for the sake of our peace, for the sake of our unity as a nation, for the sake of people who don't come out plain and say, what in Parliament don't do is messy. As members of Parliament, we own up to our people. They elected us.
All right. Well, I hope say una don't get some information from that video they will just don't play. Well, now we continue the program as the All People's Congress APC. They beg President Bio not for sign this act. The Sierra Leone People's Party say then support the removal. Honorable Abdul Sulaiman Mare Conte, now the SLPP MP and the head of the Legislative Committee in our Parliament. He said the removal of the jury trial don't pull the whole system come out in a saloon law book. But he begin for talk about the Criminal Procedure Act to Arnold Felix Elba.
The Criminal Procedure Act of 2024 come for replace the Criminal Procedure Act of 1965. So for the past 15 or more years, they've been on the try to review this particular law. So we don't go through different parliaments them, different parliaments them, fourth, fifth, and sixth parliament. We will be the even try for make sure say it be reviewed, but it not happen that way day. But now we don't go through all the steps and we finally here.
Parliament don't finally approve but this act counts beaucoup controversies with the social lawyers, civil society, even the public. They bash at Parliament currently.
So what in them bash at Parliament?
The removal of the jury and the judicial system.
We also expect journalists as well we let them listen to the reasons they why them bash at Parliament. They mean they would they raise all the arguments here. It's very easy for point fingers at Parliament, but who they can't say for me they retain something, give a very strong argument. Parliament take the decision based on the argument and the OD before we and auto self try for find out. But waiting at the see all this sentimental attachment. Everybody they try for talk say how they take power put on a 1 person and you understand. Who's guaranteed we see we put on a 12 people there and you understand they are also reliable people. So the thing is the arguments all wouldn't they bring calm. Trust me, maybe it work in those days. Today, if we want to talk about transparency, there are many things within the system who will also guide the judges in making a decision. Judges are trained in fact finding, trained in law interpretation, and of course trained in judgment. Where in the other hand, the 12 people they talk about, you understand, I mean, based on emotion sometimes, sentiment, or okay, facts can also be taken into consideration. But this is the situation here. This is not a system we start way back in 1066 in the UK, where they can just bring neighbors there for camp, or can sit down and can talk about what you wanna know about this particular case. Now that method they will don't begin transform, then say wake up, we will still hold on to them. But then again, how it work now? First thing, them is be all side people here. Now within a country we are in, even the database, all man, we within a small corner safe, you know, so you head man, not even know whether you did it. We not even know who that did it and who that capable. Also, how they still struggle for put two data together. You understand? So for even able to verify, then they choose them jurors here in a random manner. And when you don't get the until they put that dangerous they need together for make a start trial. So sometimes the processes can get delayed. The processes, you understand, also expensive for maintain. And there are so many things that they able to do in the justice sector.
The opposition of parliament, they argue, say, in the process, waiting the Attorney General and Minister of Justice be out, and like for them just reduce the number to 10, but they now later now when come totally they remove them from the act itself before una pass them from 10 una just left a number now to say jury or again na the legal system, and they're not even aware about that. And when the process be starts, they always know about how the proceedings be they go until this final stage.
Because what in then tell me and the discussion where we get, you understand, what they raise, now other side they will get the debate, is about this not being originally they in written one, but now in the process, you understand, the Attorney General states that we're not to any wrong thing. The thought will come, you understand, it not be written down, but in the process of the debate, an issue will come up, and we say, we'll add to the debate, it will debate them. So not to anything we wrong. You understand? Parliament, there are no surprises. It's like when you do even go, you take a document, you do go to doctor. I mean, you go for go see doctor. You go see doctor, you go there for malaria, diagnose, then go diagnose typhoid. But they will still treat you.
So you want for tell me say now then be aware of all these.
They not tell you say they're not aware. I don't make and clear say, mention say, yes, it not be written down there. But in the process, then bring and come up.
Let's talk about waiting inside this Criminal Procedure Act 2024. What are some of the things that were inside it?
You know, it's very interesting, you understand. I wish the same people would don't bash at Parliament for one thing we then just take into consideration for the also now for asking this question for list some of the good things they did as if they don't ever get good one. First of all, when they talk about preliminary investigation, they take very long time. They don't even cut and down. Now we don't even get the opportunity for even bring up electronic evidence. In 1965, we can't bring electronic evidence, but because times then they change, the changes then also they go with them particular time here. Now they get that kind of opportunity. We talk about, you know, even people who are blind, you understand, the deaf and dumb, how they self go be helped through the carry now they bring in evidence come. First, some man can just grab and carry a particular case go. You understand? The way can you the complainants you will carry some case go, the charges then frivolous. You understand? If later on they find out say then charges here and vexatious charges them, you understand, you they even pay cost for wasting the court in time, you understand. So you also get think about alternative sentences where they range between 2 to 5 years, you understand, way not to alternate or go take person and go lock you in a jail one day. You get about community punishment, or they get alternative. The alternative sentence, they get suspended sentence, deferred sentence. If you how them call them, commit a particular crime, then they convict you that moment. They understand. But sometimes for a period of 6 months, if you get any other election, you even get for go study or way, then call you understand. Then they defer that conviction. They tell you understand. You don't do what you do within a period of 6 months. So many things. Then they for try for decongest who prisons them. Then see they really come up. So when we reach that aspect of judge and jury. Come on, we also get issues assessors them where yes, then your opinion no go determine the decision where the judge they take, but then go also guide, you understand, the particular process by ensuring that they give advice to the judge and not bound for take and move.
But there is this concern, there is this fear from the people that the government or any politician will use this in their favor as a tool against the opposition. So politically motivated cases.
So you self don't get to now say this is not about issue of fact, now about political mistrust. Why would still they keep him, or why would they fear because he changed, now because of political mistrust? Simple as that. Everything, you understand, where this country we dey look at it now from a political angle. Then they don't slow with development. We know they keep an open mind where they approach certain things them. It affects you so much when a nation is politicized. For God's sake, change no they happen one day. Now small, it's a gradual process. But keep an open mind where they approach then changes here. Now because we get that kind of political lens in everything, even the good thing, and it's not only in this one. Naturally they so continue. You understand? Because somebody you not so in political line, you know the system what they do not good thing. So this political mistrust they affect you in all the things there. For God's sake, let us keep an open eye. See, this is something we don't start from 1965 to now. So many things that don't happen. Why would they practice? How effective is this system right now? You understand? Rather than for just tell you say, oh, this one will come for abuse, this one will come for abuse, this one. That's just the problem. And in get all the way up, we will not get for grow because of that.
Honorable, you satisfied with this act also?
Now make us the defender.
So you pleased with the work we wanna do?
Absolutely.
Right, one for say plenty thank you to APC MP Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara and SLPP MP Honorable Abdul Sulaiman Mare Conte. We say plenty thank you to them for where they talk to we own Arnold Felix Elba inside the interview then.
Okay, we push the program go before. We still there on the Criminal Procedure Act 2024. Make we now watch this clip from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. Also, the Director of Public Prosecution, Lawyer Usman Khan Hussein, talk about this act and the jury trial removal.
As a nation, because the Criminal Procedure Act, now a act maybe especially for we lawyers, we're done there around with for more than 5 decades. It's one of those colonial heritage where we inherit from we colonial masters them. Obviously, the law don't improve, things don't change, but we've been still hold on to them colonial laws them here, where as times things they change, we still know the benefit from them change. Now, the issue of the jurors, there has been an argument that every man entitled to be judged by his own peers, but in reality, I think even at the outset, that is a myth. Because I don't think when you actually fall foul of the law, the composition of the jurors will be by your own peers. As a lawyer sitting here, I guess if they actually charge me to court now, the chance of a lawyer going to the part of the juror is highly unlikely. So the question I'll put back to you, are those jurors my peers? The answer is no, they are not my peers. So I think it's a myth coined by colonial masters or whatever for say you're entitled to be judged by your own peers, because that makituman and waiting say for or carpenter are not really your peers as a lawyer. But the strongest argument for the juror service is that you get an advantage for put your fate in the hands of 12 individuals as against one individual who is a judge. But yes, you have a point there. But the danger with that, they fail for understand that most of those legal issues are complex issues, where jurors, the layman, they don't understand. Now, if you go happen for deal with complex issues, where most cases like some of the evidence where prosecution they deal with, they are circumstantial evidence, where we call them, where they are not like direct evidence. The jurors will not understand that. And if the jurors don't understand that, they will not follow. They've already made up their mind. If the juror don't look Mr. Kanu, say this Mr. Kanu look like a criminal. Eventually, they've made up their mind. It doesn't matter waiting the lawyers and say they will reach a decision.
And not get no accountability.
No, the difference where people get
out you go.
The people all get the difference with a judge and a jury. The only time you challenge a jury's verdict is when you argue that the judge misdirected them. So if at the end of the day, God forbid, I stab somebody right here where everybody see that, if I can influence the jury, of my lawyer can influence the jury, and they find me guilty, you cannot appeal against that.
And normally, Mr. Kanu, I think one thing most people don't understand as well is then they say, well, you put your faith in 12 people there. But for corrupted case, I just need one of the jury there, no?
Of course, you just
I don't need all 12
you
of
just
them.
Need one. Yeah.
One of them are more enough for bringing down the entire case.
Of course. But on a more serious note, a lot of the delays in criminal trials, again, are the jurors. Because if you get 12 panel of jurors, if one absent or one in Peking sick or cold kitchen and money, they decide not for gap, the trial cannot proceed. And in some areas, it's just difficult to get jurors then. Because people don't want to go sit down there. Busy people and go tell you, say, I get work for do. I know they go sit down at court all day. So until you're able now empanel a juror, that accused person go actually just remain in prison. So the argument for say, okay, the juror service, I think the argument it's based on emotions. I think when this happens, they think it's government trying to get their own way. But in all honesty, I don't think that is the case. I mean, you have Nigeria, then don't dispense with the jury from 1969, quite a long time ago. Ghana don't amend their own jury from 12 to 7 and then get limited participation. Gambia don't dispense with the jury. Most of these African countries, them, not get anything for do the jurors.
Algeria, Angola, yes. Benin, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Chad, Comoros, Djibouti, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Gabon, Gambia, Guinea, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Lesotho, Liberia, Libya. I can continue. All not get jury system.
So, are we to say that in country where the minister don't mention justice not the prevail there? The answer is no. But I think it's because we don't persevere for so long that removing the jury is political and it's for political. They have the Treason Act where at the end of the day it's for the defense, the accused, for now choose whether there is a jury or not. So it's not for the state. The act is still there under the Treason Act. So this is more for offenses. And the fact, because of the passing of the Death Penalty Act, we don't dispense with the death penalty. So most of the sentence that we na sentenced to death, we no longer in our law books them. So the need for the jury is of no moment.
All right, well, that's now been the Director of Public Prosecutions, lawyer Usman Kanu, been the make that statement the Tuesday, 9 July 2024, now the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, the weekly press conference. Well, you don't hear from the Director of Public Prosecutions, you don't hear from the two main political parties, them SLPP and APC. USA APC, they call on President Bio for making us sign this act, and also SLPP, they say, then support the removal because now all law, we plenty country them, we don't pull come out na den law book them. We dey continue with the program, and the program is still a watch now Voices at 7, where they reach you live now with Facebook page and with YouTube channel. Continue follow up your comments to the number 034-225-373. If you're out of salon, drop on to +232 34 225 373. The number again are +232 34 225 373, or you do so in the comment section and about Facebook and we YouTube channel. We will continue with the program.
I want to welcome now the studio. We guest hope they expect. We na Muhammad Wuriba, in the legal officer at the Institute of Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Okay, we talk about this law where everybody they talk about the Criminal Procedure Act 2024. Waiting at your organization, institution where you work for, then position on this.
Once again, thank you for where we get to in at the studio this morning. The Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, by way of background, now an independent legal research hub where they look at legal issues them and advocate for better reforms. And we self-be participates during consultation stage on this bill, where now the Criminal Procedure Act with the purpose of repealing the Criminal Procedure Act of 1965. Of course, at the initial stage, jury, the removal of juries not be a contention, because if you look at the bill, original bill we go before Parliament, jury be the part of the modes of trials. Of course, naturally, in the former act of the 1965 Act, criminal proceedings in Sierra Leone get 3 modes of trials. after arraignment, that they ask, that they put onto the accused for making elect, whether he want to be tried by a judge and a jury of his peers, or he want to be tried by a judge with the aid of two assessors, or he want to be tried by a judge alone. That in right for pick, for elect, which one of these three he want. But for the serious crimes, them, we na murder, robbery with aggravation, contrary to Section 23, one of the Larceny Act, then mutiny, contrary to the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces Act, and treason, contrary to the Treason and States and Treasons Act of 1961. All three, then four, crimes there. Then the default position are for be tried by a judge and a jury because of the seriousness. So, like the question we back to the question we asked me after the background, we on position are that the jury system is a fundamental aspect, as Justice Vivian Solomon be put on the Tola Bola case where the Justice Fisher be taken to the Supreme Court for interpretation. They say jury system is fundamental to democracy and countries that we get the legal system from common law. We in our countries that we inherit and adopt the system of law we be in England, we still in England. So we see ourselves is a fundamental and crucial part. So we think say the removal and the way they remove them is an attempt for infringe on the rule of law and an attempt also for kill all the fabrics them and the health of democracy in Sierra Leone.
The government argument are that people where they criticize them in this way itself, that they do them on a sentiment. The law actually in archaic law, they're supposed to pull on the law books of Salon.
First of all, that argument is flawed from its beginning because it's not archaic law. Understand? We've had their argument. We don't hear waiting the government they say our own law. But the countries that we start the law still get them. The country we inherit this type of legal system from, when at the United Kingdom, it still exists. Progressive nations and the United States still get them. Ghana, as they mentioned, then still get them. Liberia still get them. You understand? It's not about who don't pull them. Look at the circumstances of how they pull them. Like now, Nigeria are the biggest reference to the give. But when Nigeria pull us, you hear from the Director of Public Prosecution, Nigeria pull them, they tell when they get a military regime. Most of the countries, the Commonwealth countries, we don't pull jury system, them pull them, they tell when they begin martial law. We're not to be a democratic state, of course, because jury trial they enhance democratic participation. It enhance fairness and accountability, because waiting one man the judge, 12 man no go judge that, and for crimes serious crimes, especially treason, you understand, and murder, those crimes the jury in verdict for be unanimous. They not take one against one. It will be one voice. The only tell whether they make them be unanimous, or they don't go through and treat them, then come, then still not be unanimous, that they take the 2/3 majority. We out of the 12 now, 8 people.
I've been at a press conference yesterday. Also, even the Minister of Information Civic Education, they make mention, say, it's easy for compromise the jurors them.
Which aspect in Sierra Leone we get integrity, my brother? How many trials when a judge alone trials them, we don't see happen for being miscarriage of justice? No, if we all start from name, okay, beginning for the minister, I wish the minister for Bishida. Okay. For the name, they all. How many trials they win a one green judge they put, they go wrong? You know, then how can you compare a jury and a one judge when it comes to compromise? Who can be compromised easier? One person as against 12 or 10 or 8. Understand? It's not logical. The argument's not, for me, not appear logical. You understand? For me, like I'd always say, the problem is not the jury. The problem is the judiciary. Now that they say it gets delay, I heard from the DPP, it get delay process, because one jury can wake na money sick. How many trials are we a judge alone? We don't start from 5 or 10 years ago.
Because one clear example now, like one case now, Bo, the judge for any type for Sidom, a rape case, he say get workshop, he get this, he get that.
The judge alone. Thank you. So it's not the jury. The idea behind and the way they remove the jury, the deceptive way they remove the jury, is alarming for we.
How?
Okay, because they did it. This now a bill will not start today, my sister. It's not today we start the consultation start. This now something they don't start from 20 years back for change the law. All the consultations they don't do, including the most recent one they do in 2021, led by the current Chief Justice of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Justice Nicholas Brown-Mark. All the consultation they do, there was no time when it was suggested saying they will pull the jury system. Because we don't even bring experts them now this country come. Legal experts them from the United Kingdom, from the United States, for can help we get this law done. For Carlo can see how best we get the Criminal Procedure Act well. All the experts that we don't kind of Sierra Leone, never, at no point where we think of say for remove the jury system. Governments them, successive government, including the APC where they cry so today, they don't attempt for do am, for pull am, including the SLPP. What's not in their power, they attempt for pull am. But the consultation they led to retention for make we continue for keep am. So the way then puller now, it's very alarming. After all this consultation, if you observe, the natural bill will go parliament, we get jury trial as a mode of trial. Only the second reading leading to the third reading where there is no opportunity for ask anybody outside again, adjust the parliamentarian, and then in the Attorney General raise this for removal, and they tell the remover.
So it come at a surprise to now?
Yes, of course it's a surprise to the entire nation. So, everybody. If they put an opinion poll right now, the only people who will support this decision are them people who wave allegiance to the ruling party. And that's not the way democracy is done. Democracy, every voice is important. Even at the minority voice, the dissenting voice, they are all important. And this is now a very important issue we get for do with the lives of people. Imagine you have been accused for murder. And murder in own punishment now, since we don't abolish the death penalty, now life imprisonment. It's very serious. For go left the fate of somebody for going in jail for life to one person. It's very, very serious.
So implication this gets.
It has so much implications.
We'll talk about the implication.
It has, number one, it distorts fairness and accountability. Understand? This integrity where they talk about. Let's go to the anti-corruption. How many cases win anti-corruption against a juror? Then how many cases we don't see anti-corruption against a judge? We've heard about those cases. We don't see judge they wouldn't go all because money at the table. How many cases? No take. You know when would they do something? We will not talk because we want for talk. We talk with research and data. You understand? That's not so we talk. In fact, the statement where they make in Parliament was that the entire Africa not get jury system. Now after we come out, we begin pinpoint and say no, but Commonwealth country then still retain them, and the tenant begin they refine the word now. You understand? That is very, very deceptive to the people of Sierra Leone. It is unfair to them. The other implication we get, it affects with democratic fabrics and credentials them. For example, you know, say every year we can evaluate with democratic credential them, organization like Freedom House and MCC. Then can they look at what's now with democratic standards? You understand? Jury trial, as of rights, the right to be tried by a jury of your peers, now as of right. The jury is not, they are not lawyers. These are laymen.
Ordinary people.
Ordinary people where they judge with facts and waiting there before them. Now the fact the judge, after where the judge go down direct and say, if na so the law say, na so the law say, then go sit down and they deliberate on waiting there, you read before them. Understand? If it can be managed just as how it was done in Ghana. Ghana be get deficiency in the jury system, but they know the implication of removing the jury system. So what they did, they manage it. They manage the qualification. We can do so by law. As in, you know, they go take possibly they pay 1,000 leones for make a juror. So what you do is get somebody we know say it go be difficult for the compromise for be a juror. You understand? You know they go they reduce the number from 12 to 7. We can do so as well. Why do we want to remove it and leave the fate of the people to one person alone?
Because these are the arguments from opposition at parliament. If the government say expensive, the number boku, let we reduce them from 12 to 10, and for form a quorum, at least if we get 6 or 7%, you don't form a quorum.
That is what we are saying. It can be managed. It has been managed in other places. In fact, in the United States, jury system is not only for serious crimes. Even civil crimes, you will see the O.J. Simpson case. Because them believe, say, Now, if the arguments and the way the United States all say they are not going to subject themselves to the jurisdiction of the ICC, the International Criminal Court, because their own justice system is sufficient. Because people, they are tried by a jury of peers in both civil and criminal matters. The United Kingdom still gets jury trials, and other countries that they admire in democracy. So what's the attempt of removing it?
The law Keiko, you know, Keiko.
The law derived from the Magna Carta. We all know how well, if Nadal pull all the laws them back within the Magna Carta, including with human rights. If we are talking about archaic, the law come up from the Magna Carta, where during then days now the king in one be the judge matters them. So the people then push say no, the king not for the judge them matters. At least then the matters them be judged by them peers them. Now so the jury system come. You understand? If there are so many other laws there inside the Magna Carta, if we are saying because we get something from the Magna Carta and it's old and we need to change it, then we have to change even with human rights, fundamental rights, then what we get now with Constitution. So in fact, Ghana and Liberia, they don't get an Proceedings Act, they get an inside the Constitution. Ghana, the issue of jury trial is enshrined in the Constitution. Liberia itself, pursuant to Article 19 of then Constitution, is enshrined in their Constitution, not even in an act of Parliament, so that person can easily tamper with that. It's the right of the people, you know, and like you say, the implications are too much.
So if President Biogi assent to this particular act, what it will mean for Salone, especially where we still struggle with democracy, and also recently suicide, MCC don't give him money and all now and they get for the democracy or the practice na Salone?
Well, we they call on the president because the power they now, the constitution gives the power now. The moment he sign and assent to the bill, it becomes law, and that time they will not get, you know, like you see what don't pass, you don't cross the Rubicon. You know, we're not able to come back from it unless we go back to Parliament and amend them. There had been precedents in this country where bills don't go to president because of the implication and the nature of the bills. Then the president revert them back to Parliament for further consideration. I can cite an example of the Adoption Act and the Adoption Bill, the Safe Adoption Bill. So this back now another opportunity. So the president, we all know, we all only consider him as the father of democracy. And of course, we all need for give credit since he assumed leadership in this country. As far as legislation is concerned, we don't get progressive laws then, including the abolition of the death penalty, including the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Act, including the most recent prohibition, the most recent prohibition of child marriage. These are progressive laws. President Biona is a progressive man. So they call upon him. This could have been the fantastic law.
Yeah, because that's what brings me to my next question.
Yes.
Because the only consult people can get...
because it wasn't a contention. The law, if there be passed how it is, we go to Parliament, it could have been one of the best criminal proceedings acts in the sub-Saharan Africa.
In general, a progressive law.
A progressive law, because it also contemplates issues of artificial intelligence and technology. You understand? We're not in so many other countries. The issue of admissibility of electronic evidence, how they administer electronic evidence in the face of the era of artificial intelligence. All other issues they were very important. But we nobody gets this jury issue as a concern. So some of we own civil society organization will lower regards them. Because it
so I think
everything is in place. So why do we have to arrive at that stage? Then una go.
So technically, this is an uppercut to most of them.
Big uppercut, big brother. Big uppercut. It's not only uppercut to us, it's uppercut to you and every one of us sitting here. It's uppercut to the Republic of Sierra Leone. It's also a big setback as a nation. The way we don't handle this thing. And it's very scary if this is the way we handle it.
In a statement we put out, the Institute of Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, when I said this gets a far-reaching consequences.
Indeed, my brother. I can go on and on from the time of the State versus Sheikh Stephen the State versus Mohamed Bashtaki. So even most recently, the State versus Paulo Conte. You know, we've seen the importance of the jury trial. You understand? We can't allow, with all within the going on at the judiciary right now. That is why my problem is not with the jury system, it's with the judiciary. The judiciary, if we overhaul, we want to make things right, no go to the judiciary. Because there are cases in the judiciary, in the Supreme Court, we're not to jury trial, we don't start from 2019, they not sit on it. They're not panel judges there yet. We get cases in the Supreme Court, we don't start from 19 Jubilee, 30 another 8. Most recently, we see Mr. Roland Wright, one of the leading lawyers in Sierra Leone. We don't senior lawyer. We don't practice for so many years. He writes to Parliament. They tell them what see they go through in the judiciary. Say don't count matters in the Supreme Court from the days of Justice Edwards to now. They not assign it. Quite recently, and they assigned them cases in it because it raised some alarm. You understand? So it's not the jury system. The delay all they talk about. It's not the jury system. Me, I'm a practicing lawyer. I will tell you it's not the jury system. I've been to courts in Sierra Leone. Now this country, if I inside Freetown, where they go sit down from 9 o'clock this morning, where they go sit down, I wait for Judge T12-1, you know they can't.
Just imagine, don't put the jury system. Now one man.
Now one man, they determine your fate. My sister, you are accused. Sometimes not so you kill safe, then say now you kill.
And the lawyer and the judge or magistrate decides, okay, I need to go for surgery in America.
Thank you, my brother. Apart from all those factual, hypothetical scenarios, what if, again, the case attracts some political interest?
Because I watched Paulo testimony where they react to when they remove the jury system. It talks if you not to be jury them, like if for their life in prison.
Well, I cannot take brief for Paulo. It's kind of political,
yes.
But
no, just in any case, that
is the importance of it. You understand? That is the importance of that, because in that case, it is the jury that came to his aid. Because the fact we are laid before the jury is able no. The way Mr. Wright in that case, he puts the fact, he say, pass if Paulo not James Bond, you know, when they go to State House, he shoots everybody with it. You understand? Now the only time that they sometimes he go succeed in what he be planned for do. But at this instance, for say the man go to State House, they invite her on official, they go for go kill the president. They say no go possible. So the jury itself be resonate with that. That is the importance of being tried by a jury of peer. I don't know if I don't see how the trial happen. How the trial can happen. The jury they sit down, they talk nothing. Now listen then get. Listen. After the end of the matter, the judge they direct the proceedings. After the end of the matter, he give direction to them as to how the law say in that kind issue there. And then they go sit down now in a room without the contact of any other human beings. They use their own reasonable thinking and decide on the matter. For serious crimes like treason, for serious crimes like murder, robbery with aggravation, you understand? I mean, the jury, yes, in all over the world gets a deficiency. It gets but it can't be managed. We've seen examples of how it has been managed by law. That is what we are asking. I mean, could appeal to His Excellency the President, make dear for sake of Salon, for sake of the future generation, make it go back to the drawing.
All right, I'm continuing for the Utwina the program. In name na lawyer Mohamed Ouiba, and then also today we talk about the jury trial where Parliament don't pull come out na Salon law book. We dey continue the program, and the program we still watch now Voices at 7 a.m. We dey take another issue. We'll come back. We go continue with we guest. Well, make we now go na to Dr. Samuel Kamara as the presidential candidate for the June 2023 election. Usai Ebide addressed the nation Monday 8 July 2024. He asked for make them two baggy 2023 election. Well, Arnold Felix Elba gets the detail inside this report.
We need to commend ourselves as a nation because the Criminal Procedure Act now a act maybe especially for we lawyers who done there around with for more than 5 decades. It's one of those colonial heritage where we inherit from we colonial masters them. Obviously, the law don't improve, things don't change, but we've been still hold on to them colonial laws them here, where as times...
Despite the All People's Congress, the Sierra Leone People's Party and international body them spent 6 months by the tripartite committee who side them defend solution for the way and manner how the ECSL be conducted June 2023 election, the person will become second by the election. According to ECSL, their own calculation, when Dr. Samuel Kamara, he don't ask for make them conduct the election back, and this time he say he wants make ECOWAS conduct the election.
The APC holds that statistical inconsistencies call into question the results declared by the ECSL and demands a rerun of the 2023 elections to be facilitated by the ECOWAS Commission and the immediate resignation of the personnel of electoral management bodies.
Dr. Samuel Kamara continue for say the Electoral Commission not get one integrity.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, we have consistently demonstrated our belief in the tenets of democracy, and in every democratic election, it is vital that as voters, we understand how our votes are counted and who among all the candidates received the highest number of votes based on a transparent and fair counting process. Unfortunately, this fundamental right has been denied to us as voters by the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone. The ECSL has failed to provide transparency in how the votes were tallied. One of the excuses is that they are not required by the Constitution of Sierra Leone to be transparent in this regard. Another excuse is that the results reconciliation forms, RRFs, are classified information. This lack of transparency is deeply troubling.
The All People's Congress presidential candidate inside the last election say, according to their own data, where they get a win the election with 57% of the votes.
The APC provided evidence in the form of verifiable results reconciliation forms, RRFs, from 70.2% of polling stations nationwide, signed by the ECSL officials, party agents, and observers, showing that Dr. Samuel Kamara had a commanding lead with 57.15% of the votes, making it impossible for the SLP candidate to win at the first ballot. The APC has also been able to demonstrate the gross inconsistencies and mathematical impossibilities in the ECSL's partial 60% and final 100% announced presidential results. It is noteworthy that this only confirmed reports and skepticism by local and international elections observers. Considering these findings, one of our key recommendations is for a rerun of the elections to be conducted by ECOWAS immediately. This step is essential to restoring the faith of the people in our electoral process and ensuring that the true will of the Sierra Leonean people is reflected in the results.
Dr. Samuel Kamara Bisemweso say the current ECSL not fit for make election.
The sore that was opened in June 23 cannot be healed unless it is cleaned. What's happened in Sierra Leone in June 2023 is a precedent, a very bad precedent, which, if not corrected, will be a template for future political parties to copy. In this regard, those who think that the same ECSL that conducted the disastrous 2023 elections will miraculously change and conduct a clean, credible, and transparent elections in 2028 are certainly dreaming. New laws will not change old bad habits. Therefore, if the current ECSL leadership and personnel are not held accountable for the mismanagement of elections in 2023, they will surely be emboldened and will close their ranks in order to deal the final blow on democracy in Sierra Leone.
Dr. Samuel Kamara be also pay tribute to people who will be lost their life at the APC party office during the election. All this, Dr. Samuel Kamara be talk where he be address the nation for SECA the June 2023 election. For Voices Online TV, Mina Arnold Felix Elba, the report.
Well, that's now been Dr. Samuel Kamara, the presidential candidate for the All People's Congress Party, inside the June 2024 election. Be they make that statement, they also be address the nation Monday, July 8, 2024. Also a call for a rerun of the June 2023 election. Well, Tuesday, July 9, 2024, government through the Ministry of Information and Civic Education and Press Conference, they respond to this call, and we own Magdalene Kagu, be then at the ministry in press conference and put these reports together.
We need to commend ourselves as a nation because the Criminal Procedure Act, now a act maybe especially for we lawyers, we done there around with for more than 5 decades. It's one of those colonial heritage where we inherit from we colonial masters them. Obviously, the law don't improve, things don't improve.
According to the Minister of Information and Civic Education, Cherinoba, some of the things them way the APC presidential candidates na the last election, Dr. Samuel Kamara talk na in address to the nation, na for incite the public.
Both sides, they prepare their own divergent recommendations, separate. APC prepare their own, SLPP prepared, and government of Salo prepare we own. We agree for put all the recommendations, the divergent ones, under inside the report. So it's separate from the 81. Because the point of the tripartite is put that the thing we agree on, wide-ranging recommendations. Even among the APC recommendations, it's in the way Dr. Samuel Kamara said yesterday for insights and try for cause further chaos and instability in this country. They're not again.
The Minister of Information continue for say, even some of the people them na the APC not agree with waiting Dr. Samuel Kamara talk. For react to waiting Dr. Samuel Kamara talk na in statements, the government been bring calm the presidential spokesman, ILRAJ Alpha Khan, we talk say, the APC they ask for the RRF form because they want for cause problem.
Say to look into the laws and the regulations of elections in Sierra Leone so that what is happening will not happen again. There is nothing there to audit results of elections, nothing. Nothing. So, but when people say they want for audit results, it was easy. You have them. We all know some of you don't be polling agents before. No polling agent, no, they know the RRF form in every polling station. They all get, so which means by the time election is done, 1 hour later when they don't count, every party know is standing. Because me, I've been tally agent for APC at that time. And when I see the China, I was doing the tallying center at that time. So I'll be able to compile and know who's how we lost, who's how we win. So all this theory that they ask, they want RRF forms, for me, I thought it was mischief. And mischievous because they have it. However, now so, when you beat Pekin, or when you lost game, you always say the referee don't rogue you. But if the referee rogue you, where do you go? You go to the match commissioner. Not so. So if you lost elections, where do you go? Supreme Court. Not of course no more. Supreme Court. But if you can't be seen, you don't go there. Let them. So call the tripartite for look at why you feel say they rogue you, but not to forgo count results back home, because that tripartite don't get that power.
ILRAJ Alpha Khan, when have been first a minister under the Anes by Kuruma government, go before for talk say, Dr. Samuel Kamara in statements not ask anybody for jump na streets.
And if we don't finish this tripartite, we get to 80 recommendations. We are going to follow those 80 recommendations, but there are issues where you call divergent issues, where the inside, where me, Samuel Kamara, will go follow around small till we come to it. You know, say let person go na street too. Samuel not tell nobody yesterday for go na street or anything like that. He said this thing, yeah, so me go follow and say I get justice within himself. How? By not going to court, in go tell way. However, the one way we want to say is that Dr. Samuel Kamara say he will prefer dialogue to anything else. So not all man know that say, now talk no more now, but go talk till 2028. But this election is done and dusted. President Dr. Julius Maada is president of Sierra Leone, according to the laws.
ILRAJ Alpha Khan been same way so praise President Bio as he say the president na man we like peace. Na he make where he win the election, he be extend olive branch to Samuel Kamara and other people them na the APC. According to the Minister of Information and Civic Education,
in other body them for do a rerun of the June 2023 elections. Don't forget to still ILRAJ Voices on online TV where they bring you the program Voices at 7, both now with Facebook and with YouTube channel. Continue for the copy, comment and question as we go read them. Cheers no.
We still get Mohammed Ouiba, when are the legal officer for Institute of Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, now the studio. Mr. Bal, let me talk about una still the call on the president for stand for justice, not for sign this.
Yes, because we they of the opinion say if this go into becoming a law, it gets the implications that we get outweigh the benefits that we'll forget if we retain them. You know, like talking about judicial bias, infringing on the fundamental rights of the individual, most importantly, eroding fair trial. You know, fair trial is entrenched in the Constitution for make every citizen of this country gets fair trial in a way that that is why the English law, unlike the civil law, where most of the countries the way they reference then get, if we understand them two systems there, it go better for we. We get what we call common law, we get what we call civil law. Legal system. Civil law legal system now the one and most of Europe the practice. Whereas common law legal system now in the English countries then the practice. And in common law legal system, one of the fundamental aspects of that the person they accuse, for that moment they is innocent until the court prove him guilty. The way they accuse him is innocent. And one way for make ensure say he get that presumption the well. Now if we maintain then safeguards there, and one of the safeguards is for him to be tried by a jury of his peers. But if we go pull her now and left in faith to a judge alone, we be say within the society, the moment where they accuse you, then say you do the crime. It go be, you know, go tell well, you know go good for we democracy. This could kill the last breath of democracy.
So if the president decide, okay, finally, let's listen to the cry of my people, what thing this could mean for the law?
He would have set a very fantastic precedent. That's the way we will hold him in the greatest of esteem, because indeed, truly, now a man of democracy, as we done the passive over the years. We give it democracy in 1996. So they ask him, because you see, the president has somebody who get good heart. But the people away can give responsibility at times, they undermine them. And this issue, and the way they pull this jury trial, for me, it appears to me saying that undermine somebody, they undermine the president. With all these gains who get inside June. You know, one of the reasons we make we get them gains and then are waiting because with democracy they say good. Not so that the MCC you grant other things they will get. They say because we get with the tribe and then developing countries them. Because how the methodology they MCCU they for me then grant you impact now way that they check on all winning at the same level. You really do well. They code in a school no more. You really do well.
And then the reward.
I did the reward. When I doubt that is the reward. So then Tia will do so. This somebody did try for undermine us so that next time we will get that kind of reward and day, which is very bad. That is why we are calling on His Excellency the President. Now big we the big. Now that number we get right now for big. For make we beg you and appeal to you and Canada platform there and talk to you. Because the only way you go listen, we write letter to you. We don't ask you, we don't beg you. There, make we go back now the drawing board. Send this bill back na Parliament, make them go do further consideration.
Una institution still get commitment for advocate for the presidency to this, right?
Yes, we are committed. We will commit. This commitment will go deeper to the last of we breath. Even if happen say in the last breath we will take now this world, we institution go deeper in this commitment. And even if the president happen for sign them and it become law, we will still follow the law, but we'll go talk about the implications that we go get. And we'll not go stop there. We'll continue for talk because now we right for talk.
But this no like you know will put anybody in shame if the president decide for send them back for let them look into that.
No, at all not. At all not. You know, get for you know get for drop anybody ego, you know. In fact, it could be the right thing, and the one they don't mistake, we mistakenly don't do this, we correct and wrongs them, and we all go continue as a peaceful country.
Ordinary man, they hope for a change. So if the president say before you, like, when I get a one-on-one, say Mr. Bakala will talk. What you go tell him, like, for convince him?
I will tell him, Mr. President, the decision that has been taken by members of parliament is not the right decision. As far as fair trial is concerned in a democratic settlement, in a democratic process, you and a man who we hold in a high esteem as far as the tenets of democracy is concerned, given with history. So we know say over there as people they don't tarnish your name. This now one of the way they tarnish your name. So they are beg me, they beg you and talk to you. Give me a thorough consideration. If you want to lay the facts then before you, give the research, what we don't do, and why the other countries, the way they were emulate, so why them pull them? Wait now be the reason make them pull them. And you know they're in that position right now. You are not under a military regime. You are currently democratically elected for being with president. So they ask you, make we go back to the drawing board and pull this law.
So this advocacy, how far una they take for make at least the president able forget the message?
Well, now I don't tell you earlier. We ready for take this to the last of we breath and do within the scope of the rule of law. We not get for go outside the law. We not get for ask people and for come on a street like I happen in Kenya. We will just raise the awareness to people. It's up with the people now for join me in this call and ask the president for making us sign this bill. Making return and back in parliament.
Okay. One argument where the SLPP MP be they put up the Clipo pledges none of that all lawyers and other people be involved into this. So now they claim that why now everybody they say they not for pull the jury trial.
You get me what I said at the beginning of this program. Indeed, the deep consultation, but the issue of removing the jury was not before us during the consultation. You don't see the bill we go to parliament. That is why we are in the era of information technology. Everybody get the bill we go to parliament. Look at that bill. The modes of trial, jury trial, you know when they pull them, now Friday when they pass the bill. On Friday last week, it was the 5th. Was it the 5th or the 6th? Now that 10 day they pull them. And when they pull them at this close to the 3rd reading. And that way they pull ourselves now deception. They not deserve for represent we. They want they will push that way. Because after you don't consult with the people, you don't care, you can't do otherwise waiting you consult with the people with. Is that representation? That is a very bad representation. Me, that kind of person, I know the vote for Ali represents me next time.
So if you be there at the initial stage, una from the supporter?
If you be them be pull them, that if they be pull them, they say okay, initially we then count the bill for consultation. Jury trial not be ready. Then we push, and no listen with them go pass. If we sit down staff, we say we don't tell them. But now that we don't consult, we say not to one person. I've told you this consultation started 20 years ago. 20 years is not 20 days or 20 weeks. It don't happen from an escoma in term cancel this term or they pan so pakaba in term we don't depend this. No, at no point no they will decide for pull the jury system. We always they retain them. So why now at that stage they that is why it's very painful, it's very, very painful the way they handle this. And this now a precedent going forward. If we not correct this wrong, going forward after we parliamentarian and don't go meet some people they don't talk to them. When they go to parliament, they go to waiting they want. Not to waiting the people and tell them say for do. And the allegiance not to the political party. Your allegiance as a parliamentarian is to the people you are representing. Listen to them. Hear what they say. But we parliamentarians in this instance do otherwise. And we ask them. Now beg we beg them. When we don't talk to the president, this belong go back to them. Make them consider waiting and be consult with the people. Waiting they end up giving the end product was not within the scope of the consultation of the people.
All right, continue for the Utuna the program. Make we take some text message. We don't can now we 034225373. This first one from Nudin. They say, good morning, Mr. Ba. How I hope President Bio listen to this call and see how they will put an hold to this particular document. The other one, they say democracy in Sierra Leone is now doing well. I hope this particular document will not undermine or seize our democratic processes. This other one, they say how can you push further with your advocacy, especially having direct discussion with President Bill? Because at times it's good to speak directly to the president rather than allowing people to speak on your behalf. The last one, we don't come inside the program. They say the call from Dr. Samura Kamara is late. The call from Dr. Samura Kamara is late and no one will listen to him. Okay, well, then are some of the text message we'll get inside the program. We go ask Lawyer Bar for response to the way we get for do the direct call or direct discussion with President Bio as he ready for left phone at the program.
Thank you very much. Want to tell the people away taking time for comments. Plenty thank you for the interest. One way uniform from all the media appearances the way I don't get the opportunity for do with regards to this jury trial since then passed the bill on Friday. Now that the people out there get one voice. I have never sat in any media discussion or TV or radio discussion where I don't get any text where the support rate happen. So I don't get it. So this is a call to the president now for say the people out there really scared of the way they do this thing. And the people out there really want to retain the jury system because now in the safeguard, now in the last and final hope. Because if they take that away from them, they are now at the mercy of the judges and at the mercy to an extent of some upper authorities. So they ask His Excellency the President make you listen to the people. The people have spoken. They've spoken clearly. They've spoken well, and they've spoken with one voice, and the voice is what we need to retain the jury system in our criminal proceedings.
In all of this, the member of parliament do in the good interest of the public?
Well, there were parliamentarians that will be the opposed, there were parliamentarians that will be the for. But at the end of the day, they put it to vote, and the parliamentarians that will for win the vote. Saying they did it in the interest of the public would be one of the biggest fallacies they would ever get in this country, because that was not in the interest of the public. Haven't done consultations upon consultations upon consultation. Then we get a bill, we get jury trial. We're not going to parliament. We not look at them consulting. Let me parliamentarian, before you take your decision, there is a monitor before you. I believe the monitors, they are all connected to the internet. Do some small research. Check within at the opinion voice. Check within at the unanimous voice out there before ever, not just follow within the caucus don't say for follow. So for example, I didn't at the SLPP caucus saying this decision will take. No, be yourself, take a decision objectively. We don't see so many other countries the way we enjoy the democracy, where parliamentarians they take the decision not based on political allegiance or based on some
party
other sentiments. Yeah, they take decision because of how it would affect their constituents, and that is why they are voted for and then put themselves in this role for represent the people. So now that we they ask them and we they continue for big them. And the call now is to the president because they don't pass them. They don't pass bill. We debate the president at the first stage journey. When the president dissents to this bill and send them back to parliament, obviously.
So I just imagine it's there with the president say, okay, let's listen to me people. Like the joy I face.
we go celebrate them. All over the world we will celebrate them. Wherever we will continue for celebrate them because that is a pro-democratic president.
All right, well, Lawyer Bade left we now on the program, and we want to say plenty thank you to him for it taking time and join me at the program this morning. We they continue the program, we not get better time again. We want to say plenty thank you to una all we don't take una time for watch we, and to you we don't send a text message, the other message them and not read them because they're not connected to it we discuss in the program, and somebody not go there for response to them. Plenty thank you to the entire production team. Prince Kote na endo me camera operator, Ralph na endo make you watch we live now Facebook and YouTube channel, and Mohammed Denke na Indombi with studio technician this morning. So tomorrow we another edition of the program Voices at 7. They come to you. Mina Fatima Sise de Sitata.
And Mina Arnold Felix Elba, they say, have yourself a wonderful midweek.
Welcome to Voices Online TV, your trusted source for the latest news and developments in Sierra Leone. Today, we embark on a groundbreaking journey into the arts of our nation's digital evolution. In a world where information flows seamlessly through screens and keyboards, new media has become a powerful force shaping our society and driving progress. From the energetic bloggers who bring fresh perspective to social media, influencers who amplify voices and stories, Sierra Leone's digital landscape is alive with innovation and engagement. In our new program, New Media, Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, we explore how these digital pioneers are transforming our nation. Join us as we dive into the world of online content creators and media innovators, discovering how their efforts are fostering growth, education, and empowerment across Sierra Leone. Tune in as we spotlight the voices behind the screens, unveil the impact of new media on our development journey. This is New Media Contribution to Development in Sierra Leone, only on Voices Online TV. Voices,
your trusted information hub.